What if a world war was declared? What would happen next? As soon as the declaration was made, the world would erupt into chaos. The stock market would immediately crash, wiping out trillions of dollars in value. Investors would scramble for assets that could be quickly converted to cash, such as precious metals and commodities. Banks would be overwhelmed with withdrawal requests, but due to the interconnectedness of the global financial system, they wouldn't have enough physical cash to hand out. People would need to carry around wheelbarrows of money for basic goods and services. The dramatic rise in demand for certain items would cause shortages and inflation. Food prices would skyrocket, leading to panic buying and hoarding. Essential goods like water and fuel would become scarce, causing widespread shortages and gridlock. Transportation and logistics would be thrown into disarray. With fuel supplies dwindling, air and sea travel would be severely restricted. Countries would close their borders, imposing strict immigration and travel bans. Global supply chains would collapse, exacerbating shortages and driving up prices even further. As the war escalated, more countries would get involved, drawn into the conflict by alliances and obligations. The United Nations would likely become paralyzed by the conflict, unable to effectively mediate or enforce any resolutions. Instead, regional alliances would become the primary means of support and cooperation between nations. But perhaps the most devastating consequence of a world war would be the loss of life. Millions of people would be killed, either through direct military action or indirectly due to things like famine and disease. Entire cities could be wiped out by nuclear weapons, causing massive devastation and long-term environmental damage. The survivors would face a world forever changed by the war, struggling to rebuild their lives and their societies from the ashes of what once was. And speaking of nuclear, let's imagine for a moment that one country used a nuclear weapon on another. The consequences would be catastrophic. The immediate blast and thermal radiation would cause widespread destruction and severe burns. The shockwave would level buildings and the fallout would contaminate vast areas, rendering them stuck and dangerous. This could potentially trigger a nuclear winter, a prolonged period of global cooling and darkness due to the massive amount of smoke and dust in the atmosphere. Crops would fail, leading to famine and widespread death. The very fabric of society could break down, leading to mass hysteria and the collapse of civilization as we know it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What other topics would you like us to cover in this series? And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching. Stay curious.